Hi, everyone. Welcome to Module 6. By now, you should have completed Module 5, all about evidence-based tier interventions. And if you haven't, again, I do encourage you to do so before moving on to this module. So in this short video, I'm going to take you through a quick overview of Module 6. I will share my screen and let's get started. All right, so this again should look very familiar to you. This is our course module home screen, and we're going to scroll down to module number 6, where we're going to start looking specifically at instructional strategies in literacy. So we'll click on that. And here we are at our general overview of Module 6. So in Module 6, we are going to identify rigorous research-based strategies for overall literacy, reading and writing, and we'll analyze these strategies for efficacy in aiding student learning. And so throughout this module, we're going to focus on overall literacy interventions that are going to aid in student success in the areas of reading, writing, and vocabulary instruction. And our overarching goal for this module is to answer the following guiding question: what are some rigorous, evidence-based instructional strategies in literacy that we can successfully employ to increase student learning? All right. So as always, I have 3 links here that we will be diving into a bit more deeply. But you can also use this just as a broad overview. We're going to have a discussion post this week. You're going to continue on your HLP categorical chart, and you will be completing this week your implementation plan. And then we will also end with a summary self-reflective activity. And so let's go back up to the top and dive into the links a little bit more deeply. So if you're watching this video, once again, you have already been to this link. Here's where your video is going to be. For this module, we actually have 5 module objectives, and they range from identifying rigorous research-based strategies all the way down to analyzing strategies related to vocabulary instruction in order to determine their efficacy in aiding student learning. So a broad gamut of skills that we are going to be checking over this module. For this module, you will have a textbook reading requirement. This will be chapter number 5 in your text. You will also have some online resources to look at. I do have 2 articles and website resources for you to check out, again, to help ground you in the content for this module. In our discussion prompt, we're going to have 3 questions for you to look over. And finally, you will continue to develop your HLP categorical chart, and you will complete and submit your implementation plan at the end of this week. So once again, I put this together for you so that you can use it as a bit of a checklist to work you through the requirements for this module. So please use this in any way that supports you. So let's move on. And let's take a look at the resource materials for this week. I do have 2 resources for you to check out. Again, please check these out and look at them. This is a pretty in-depth website for you to be looking at. This is great foundational work, great grounding work as we move forward in the module. So please take some time to look at those to help you with your understanding of this module concepts. Then we're going to move on to the first thing, which is our discussion board post, which is all centered on literacy-based intervention. So after you've read your chapter and gone through the 2 resource links that I've provided you, I would like you to look at these 3 question prompts, and you will respond to all 3 of the prompts. The first is, which of the literacy strategy recommendations that we've discussed in this module do you feel are strongest in your classroom? The second one is, which strategies have room for improvement? Again, this is reflective of your professional setting. And the third is, what strategies would you like to explore for implementing in your setting? So basically, what's working, what's not working, and what would you like to try out? Okay, so again, I'd like to have you post those initial responses by midweek so that your peers have time and you have time to respond to each other's posts. Okay, and again, here is the rubric to go with that. So moving forward, we have, again, 2 assignments that you're working on. Again, is the HLP categorical chart. This should be something that you're getting close to finishing. It is not due until next week, the end of week 7. If you need to review the example, it is here. If you need to, for some reason, get the original assignment document, that is here. And as always, here is the rubric for you to guide you along on this categorical chart assignment. If you need any reminders or refreshers, please check back in earlier modules where I introduced this assignment. I do give you a more in-depth explanation of how to complete this assignment. Additionally, you will complete and submit your implementation plan this week. I introduced it to you in Module 5, so if you do need to have a refresher, please check back, but you will be reflecting on all of the content that we've had to date, and you're going to choose one high leverage practice and one evidence-based practice. And you're going to put together an implementation plan, not only for you as an individual, but also for a potential group, such as a PLC or a grade-based group or a department level group. All right. Once again, here's the template for you. This is an Excel spreadsheet, and you can just fill it out in that format for submission. Some people have submitted it as PDFs. I can make that work. It just looks a little bit different. So if you're able to do it in the Excel, wonderful. I'm not going to be too picky on how you get it to me. I just want it to be something that I can easily read and understand. All right. And again, here is the rubric to go with that. And finally, for this module, I will provide you with a self-reflective activity, and this is called the IRA technique. And so this technique is going to really challenge you to reflect on what you've learned in this module related to literacy interventions. It's going to help you connect what you've learned to your lived experience, and also encourage you to select out and search out additional resources to expand your understanding. And we do this through an IRA technique. I stands for insight, R stands for resource, and A stands for application. And so I would invite you to work through this self-reflective activity to ensure that you have a solid understanding of the work that we did in this module. Again, there is nothing to turn in. This is a self-reflective activity. So once you feel comfortable with that, I do invite you to move on to Module 7. This is where we're going to be wrapping it all up and taking an opportunity to really examine, assessing, and choosing appropriate evidence-based interventions to increase our student learning. So I hope that that was beneficial and supportive for you as you move into finishing up Module 6. We are getting close to the end of our course, so please be mindful of finishing up your HLP and your implementation plan. Again, that implementation plan is due at the end of this week. The HLP categorical chart is due, or categorization chart is due the end of week 7. All right. As ever, if you have any questions or wonderings, please reach out to your instructor. I want to wish you all a wonderful week, and I will see you in Module 7.